There are just a few short weeks left of this NFL season, and with that said, it's time to start looking at postseason futures for teams to win it all. Once postseason hits, finding good value in Super Bowl betting is going to be quite challenging. Luckily, I have a few teams in mind that I think have been consistently dominant this season and have the right to call themselves contenders. I'm fond of the Baltimore Ravens, the Miami Dolphins, and the San Francisco 49ers to potentially make the Super Bowl and win it all. The Baltimore Ravens continue to be dominant this season. If you haven't picked them as Super Bowl favorites, literally why? You should by now. The Baltimore Ravens are scoring 27.4 points per game and also holding opponents to only 16.1 points per game. Also, the Ravens are a very solid road team, something that would really come in handy as a potential Super Bowl contender. The Ravens are plus 550 to win it all on BetMGM. I think this number definitely changes as they face off against the San Francisco 49ers on Christmas Day, but for right now, I really do like those odds for Baltimore. After having a fantastic season, topped off with a recent win against the Philadelphia Eagles, I think the San Francisco 49ers are another strong candidate for the Super Bowl. Their top weapons, Christian McCaffrey and Brandon Ayuk, both have had 1,000-yard respective seasons for rushing and receiving. Not to mention their do-it-all wide receiver, Deebo Samuel, who's just been able to make that connection with Brock Purdy the past couple weeks. This 49ers offense is just too incredible. Too incredible. The 49ers have the best odds on BetMGM to win the Super Bowl at plus 225. I think it's definitely going to come down to the Ravens-49ers game, but if the 49ers offense continues to continuously put out the great showing that they have been in the recent weeks, there's no doubt they're going to make a deep run in the postseason and potentially land themselves in the Super Bowl. Now, one team that's really figured things out in such a short amount of time is the Miami Dolphins. Not only has quarterback Tua Tagovailoa come back from a tumultuously bad season last season with a string of concussions, it's almost like he's come back this season a totally different person. It also helps to have a speedy offensive weapon like Tyreek Hill to help out where needed this season. I think the Dolphins are having such a historic season that this momentum really carries them in the playoffs and hopefully land them in a Super Bowl. The Dolphins are pretty low on the board for Super Bowl faves on BetMGM. I don't hate the number, but I really need to see more from the Dolphins these last 3 weeks before I really make a judgment call on whether or not I would actually take them for the Super Bowl. But I mean, right now they are kind of like the second best team in the AFC. So the Dolphins, the Ravens, and the 49ers are all my favorite teams to win it all. So with that said, the 49ers, the Dolphins, and the Ravens are all my favorites if I had to pick teams to win the Super Bowl right now. You can check out more of my great content on betsided.com.